Okay, good people of the UK, you should probably know that this country being under Sharia doesn't affect your religious or statutory rights in any way. Um, it means that the statutory rights that you had, obviously they are claimed, enforced, provided for you by people who aren't that much to do with me. Being under Sharia means there's another layer on top that basically now there's accountability. I'm accountable for what happens in your country. I will try my best. I'm not in any way like super magical or anything. I'm just a person who's very good at sorting out problems and I guess leading, showing possibilities and showing maybe why they're good ideas. I'm not so much in control of what's happening on this screen right now. This is just what Apple has chosen to provide me with. That's fantastic. Islam has a lot of apple in it. A lot of seeds and stalk. We got it all. Not many of the people in the UK, like by proportion, is that invested in the Anglican Church. That is a Justin somebody. Yeah, you're not doing the right thing if like you're not feeding the poor, and actually the state got in the way of the church feeding the poor, which isn't allowed to happen. Anyone who's had to use a food bank or a soup kitchen in a while knows that well, now you got to go through the government to do that, and that's not good for the poor or the people running the churches. A lot of people are going to know or want to know why. Why is this happening now? What has created such a situation that anyone needs to come in and say, well, this is it. You had your remit, but you passed it. There's a rape crisis in this country, which is my personal motivating factor. That's got to stop, and the legal situation was never really set up to address with that, and never addressed it. So someone's got to have that job. It's not glamorous, but fucking hell, it needs to be done. I mentioned the police have broken ranks. That should be enough for news viewers at home, that the police aren't following anyone's orders at the moment, except for the chief of police. Well, they've cleared themselves enough times now for shooting innocent brown men that we go, nope, no, we fucking don't. They can take off their uniforms. They have no legitimacy in this country as of now. House of Commons, House of Parliament, they are irrelevant to this conversation. You have seen how they're conducting themselves as a group, how efficient and productive those group of just humans, organised badly, are doing. They're not doing very well at all. The military situation, I need you to stop bombing people. I need you to stop bombing people right now. Guys, if we have a fight which is between the Muslims and the non-Muslims, there's 2 billion of us and we're everywhere. We wake up before 5 a.m. Every day we woke up before the dawn, basically just to practice our self-discipline. It is tied in with our sort of unity. If we ever got into a fight between Islam and democracy, say, you're outnumbered and outgunned, you wouldn't, it's not going to get to that. It's not going to get to that. A lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth about what Allahu Akbar means. It means God is the best. That's what we all agree on. God is the best. You hear someone say Allahu Akbar, it means they're saying God is the best. You don't get to put any other words in their mouth but that. For about the last century, the West has been invading Islamic territory. Since during the First World War this started happening. Obviously that was nothing to do with us. Except for people licking their lips over Turkey and Mark Sykes. It doesn't matter whether you know about it or not. The fact is it's been a century that the West has been basically stepping on Islamic toes. Now, the story you couldn't have seen from here is that how many times have we hit back? Fewer than 20 in terms of Muslim boys blowing up in the West to try and send a message. It's happened fewer than 20 times. There's been no counter-offensive whatsoever in a century, which has taken about 1 million shahids, martyrs. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. It's what's happened, and that's sort of how we introduce ourselves. Hi, you've really been bombing us for 100 years. We are Semites. You've been talking about Semites for more than 100 years. Oh, you stop invading Syria. Like, it's not a fair fight if we fight you back. I say the word, there's enough very strong, very dignified Muslim boys who happily die for this cause. You haven't got that. It's not, you don't have something to. We're going to make this really easy to understand, pardon my English. You stop bombing Syria. If you're the boys flying the planes over Syria, you don't press the bomb button. Fly the planes, run them out of fuel. Doesn't matter. You don't press the bomb buttons. There's people. Your commanders don't have anyone above their commanders. Alright, so I'm the commander of the people on the ground saying, you don't bomb us anymore. We've sat back for 100 years watching you, and there's been about 20 lashes back in your churches and World Trade Centers and so on. It hasn't been your churches, it's been your shopping malls. Ariana Grande concert was harsh. Obviously there's no central, we're pulling all the strings, but like, there's times of war and times of peace. If you're bombing us, you're asking for a war. This is publicly the Islamic Ummah saying, no, we don't want war. Get out of Syria. Get out of Syria. Thank you. Salaam.